At last you've arrived. Good, good. There is much to do and every moment is critical. I'm Overseer TREMEL. For decades I've administered the trials that prove who is and is not worthy to join the Sith Order. The trials are a chance to weed out the weak. Those who face them either survive and become Sith, or die.
I think I'll take the first option.
I didn't bring you here for levity. Yes, you are here and ahead of schedule because of me. I expect you to obey. You face your trials, you serve me, and I will make you the most powerful acolyte here.
Sounds like a plan.
The trials themselves are difficult enough, but they are hardly the greatest threat you face. There's an acolyte here named Vemrin. He's your enemy, and he will try to kill you. We must prepare you.
Maybe he can be reasoned with.
There are no amends to make with a creature like Vemrin. We must strengthen your bond with the Force to match his. That practice sword you've arrived with is insufficient. The blade of lesser acolytes. You need a dominating weapon. In the tomb of Ajunta Paul, there's an old armory. A strong Sith warblade awaits you there. The tomb is thick with claw slugs. Deadly savage creatures. Be speedy but careful. They've been the end of many an acolyte.
Then I'll have something in common with the beasts.
Once you acquire the warblade, I suggest you spend some time in the tomb bloodying it. Then come to me in my chambers in the Academy.
Hello, Reformers, and welcome to a new series of Star Wars The Old Republic, and with the Sith Warrior, and Zanin, in actual fact. Zanin is our new character here. He is a Sith Warrior. He is ready to slaughter and slay and slash and all kinds of other slushy things. Yes, slush. Anyway, yes. My playstyle, that is the thing that I am not exactly knowing what I'm going to be doing yet with him. But for the most part, what I would like to do is, I think, maybe a light side. I'm actually unsure because usually with a Sith Warrior or something that is meant to be dark side, obviously because it's on the Sith Empire side, usually with that, everyone is expecting you to be dark side. And in the end, isn't it just going to be, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you, and I'm going to kill you. And that's usually how it ends up, which is kind of fine. Okay, you know, it's okay, and it's kind of fun in many respects. But for the most part, I kind of like the intricacy. I like the intricacy of maybe, just maybe, having a time where a potential victim is just like, oh, you're gonna let me go? Oh, thank you so much, and all that sort of thing. And then maybe things become a little bit different in that regard. So maybe something like that. I don't know just yet, so don't quote me on that. I really have no idea how I'm going to be doing anything with this guy, because obviously with Zaylan, I am, well, that's my Jedi Knight, by the way. If you haven't seen that, then, well, there would be annotations at the beginning of this video anyway, so if you want to see that, then you can, of course, click there. But point is, there are many different ways to play this, and the playstyle that I adopted with Zaylan, which is the Jedi Knight, was to go for more of a Grey Jedi style, sometimes selecting dark side, but not all the time. And then, of course, in the expansion, Knights of the Fallen Empire would mostly do light side / neutral. But you can't really do that often because, well, they don't really give you that choice. But the point is, with the Jedi Knight, went kind of light side, kind of neutral, and with Zaynash, my Sith Inquisitor, that is more dark side, like just straight up dark side. So I'm thinking maybe we should do something here with maybe going a bit more light. If we go light, then maybe in the future, if I ever create a Jedi Concealer, which is of course the equivalent to Zaynash, then maybe I'll do something dark there. But who knows? Who knows? I still don't know. I'm still just speculating and discussing it with you guys, even though you can't actually reply to me right now. Just let me know what you think in the comments about a light side Sith warrior, but of course I still don't know. I still have no clue, so don't take too much away from that. Oh, okay. So apparently that particular cutscene was nothing I needed to worry about, so yeah, that's great. Okay, well anyway, I have the Sith Warblade now, so I'll be able to deal a lot more damage, and I have to defeat these droids, which shouldn't be too bad. They are level 3 though, which is not good, because I'm only level 1 still. So this is going to be amusing, but I am able to kill them in one hit, which is actually kind of a bit funny, but there we go. Okay, so now we're level 2, so that's fine. Oh, I need to actually get used to this a little bit. Obviously, my previous class that I completed, the previous class story was a bounty hunter, so this is the reason why I chose Sith Warrior, because obviously I'm going with non-Force user, and then Force user, and then non-Force user, and so on and so forth, because then it varies things up a bit, and it's not all just like, the Force, and blasters in my face, and yeah, it just doesn't get old too easily, and it's kind of nice to actually have a cool lightsaber again, because even though I have played Zanesh and Zaylen recently, it's just really cool to have sort of a big guy, you know, because Zaylen is not that big, Zanesh isn't that big either, and it's kind of cool to have Zaynen, who is a big guy. Obviously, my bounty hunter was pretty big in stature as well, and I actually kind of like that. Because, you know, as a Sith warrior, what do you want to be doing? You want to be towering above everything. You know, you just want to intimidate absolutely everything you can, and then when given the chance, maybe, just maybe, you're going to surprise some people by saying, oh, you can live, but in return, you must serve me for the remaining, you know, days of your life, or something along those lines. Not entirely sure if that's even going to happen, but maybe there's going to be some opportunity for that kind of thing, and it might actually be really cool to see sort of the more in-depth choices that we actually get. So, who knows? Maybe it's going to be something like that. I feel like maybe a dark side would be a little bit too two-dimensional, because it's just going to be like, you must die, and 1,000 other people must die. So, not entirely sure if we're going to be doing that, but it is kind of fun. It is kind of fun, I guess, to see people die, but again, the light side might actually give us a little bit more depth. But for now, I am going to be cutting away, because I'm going to have to fight through a bunch of tomb looters. There doesn't seem to be too many people on Korriban, even though there are 92. So it's a little bit weird how I have to fight through these. Usually you don't have to fight through them, you can just run through, but it appears as though I will have to in this case. And here we are. We have arrived at the Sith Academy, and it looks magnificent. Ooh, it's been such a long time since I have actually stepped foot onto Korriban itself. I think the only time that I did was with Zanesh, and that was a long time ago. Actually, years in real time, if you can believe that. Yeah, it's been years since I created Zanesh, so that is pretty awesome if I do say so myself. So, let us head onward, because we have to report to Overseer TREMEL. And don't worry, we're not going to look like an Acolyte for too long. As the story progresses, I'm going to be switching up my armaments, my gear, and, well, how I look, basically, because I don't want to look like this for the remaining parts of the story. I feel like once we graduate, once we get to be an apprentice, or maybe even something else in the future, then we will see what happens with our equipment. So, let's head on in.
Hey there, Acolyte. Hold on a moment. Let me get a look at you. So you're Overseer TREMEL's secret weapon. Impressive, to be sure. Afraid the old man waited too long to make his move, though. I'm Vemrin, and unlike you, I've fought and bled for everything I have. I demand respect.
Are you saying I haven't earned my way?
Please, everyone knows what TREMEL is doing. If Overseer TREMEL had made his move a year ago when I first arrived, you might have had a chance. But now, too little, too late.
This is ridiculous, Vemrin. Let's just kill him and hide the body.
We're not on Balmorra anymore, Dolgus. There are rules, traditions. We'll leave the shortcuts to Overseer TREMEL and his last pathetic hope here.
My honor is not to be questioned.
We'll see about that. Coming, Dolgus?
Be right there, Vemrin. Listen to me, you useless priss. Acolytes aren't allowed to murder each other. But accidents happen. It isn't murder without witnesses. No more warnings. Vemrin's the alpha monster here. You go after Vemrin, you die.
Oh, they're very pleasant, aren't they? Ah, yes. So I went the sort of stalwart, very honorable warrior archetype there. Not entirely sure if I'm going to be sticking with that kind of thing, so don't take this first episode as anything to go by, because it can very easily and organically progress from there, and who knows, maybe we'll end up being the meanest, baddest Sith warrior in all of the galaxy. But right now we're just gonna stay along sort of a neutral path right now, and we're gonna see how it goes as time goes on. But I don't know. I mean, that guy doesn't seem that intimidating, because, I mean, look at us. How can you say that we are intimidated by that scoundrel? Terrible, terrible thing. Anyway, let's head in and speak to TREMEL, shall we?
Good. You've returned. You seem to be in one piece. Tell me, how do you like your new blade?
I hope it's thirsty. I plan on drowning it.
What are you doing, Father? I only just got my warblade and I've been here 6 months.
I have my reasons, Escala. And you will not breathe a word of this to anyone. Do you hear?
Yes. Yes, Father.
Acolyte, this is Escala, my daughter. She's one of the advanced students here. On her way to becoming Sith. If she minds herself.
I'll keep quiet about your new charge, Father. But I won't be there if whatever you're planning blows up in your face.
Don't mind her, she's just sore that I'm keeping secrets. She growls, but she's loyal. Now, I thought I heard Vemrin's voice in the adjacent chamber before you arrived. Did he make his move so soon?
He just introduced himself to me.
If he didn't attack, he must not fully comprehend the threat you represent. Good, good. Still, I'd hoped we'd have more time. Vemrin's not the type to sniff around for too long before trying to take a bite. In a drive for sheer numbers, the criteria for Academy admittance has been relaxed. Now anyone with Force sensitivity is allowed entrance. Vemrin is mixed blood, the invisible rot eating at the foundation of the Empire. He must not be allowed to advance.
So please, just let me stop him.
Unfortunately, Vemrin's caught the eye of Darth Barris, one of the most influential Sith Lords. He's being groomed to be Barris's new apprentice. As Darth Barris's apprentice, the power at Vemrin's fingertips will be considerable. He could change the Sith for the worse. You must proceed to your next trial immediately. I want you to interrogate 3 prisoners in the Academy jails and decide their fates. Consider each criminal's story carefully. The decisions you make will be scrutinized, so let your passions guide your judgments.
I will handle it.
Go to the Academy prison, speak to head jailer Nash, and return to me after you've passed judgment on the prisoners.
Ah, very well. We have already acquired a title, and there is level 4 too. So, okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's put on Acolyte Zanin, so we're now Acolyte Zanin. That's wonderful. Very nice. I wish that they had given us some robes or something along those lines to go along with that, but obviously, considering we're a warrior, I'm still thinking Sith Inquisitor for some reason. But yes, because of course we are a warrior, well, we don't really use robes, do we? We don't really use robes that often, so yes, gonna have to get used to that. But this is going to be quite interesting, because I don't particularly want to go full-on dark side, because I can assume something's going to happen here where we're going to have to decide their fate. Obviously, that's just what TREMEL said, and deciding their fate is probably going to also entail whether we kill them or whether we tell them to get executed or something along those lines. But let's just see what actually happens. I'm a little bit worried.
Slaves, not even a pureblood among them.
One more chirp from you, little bird, and you'll regret it.
Chirp, chirp, chirp.
jerk. If you don't like that, just say so. I can do other animals too. Dire cat, frog dog, quaking monkey lizard, you name it.
You, I'm Jailer Nash. I run these cells and slave pits. You're the Acolyte TREMEL sent for the test, right? He thinks highly of you.
Then I will repay his faith by sticking to my mission.
You should know this situation is highly unusual. Normally an Acolyte goes off-world for the interrogation. Overseer TREMEL had these three shipped in for you. He thinks you're the next coming of Exar Kun, but you ought to know, TREMEL ain't the only one paying attention to you. Now, these three prisoners have been transferred here for your inspection. You gotta interrogate them as needed, and then decide their fate. The convicted are usually executed, or given a trial by combat to see if they're worthy. Whatever you decide, you will be the one to carry out the sentence.
As it should be.
Fine. Let's get started. This one on the left.
You freaks aren't getting anything new out of me. Just do whatever you're gonna do.
You can either talk to me or to the Inquisitors, and I promise, I have a much sunnier disposition.
Get lost. I've been through this routine. I already know all your Inquisitors by name.
Impudent to the last. As I was saying, she was sent to kill an Imperial spy in the Yavin system. Throughout her torture, she maintained that she was hired anonymously.
Get it through your damn head! I had no idea he was Imperial, and I don't know who hired me.
Regale me with the details of your operation. What was your chosen form of murder?
I didn't kill him. I was caught before I could pull it off.
The point is, she doesn't deny the charge. So now you must decide, execution or trial by combat. Which do you choose?
Neither, actually. She could prove useful. Send her to Imperial Intelligence.
I won't work for free.
Huh. You spared her. Interesting.
Please, I am a fellow Sith. Judge me with an open mind and grant me trial by combat, I beg you.
Your name, now.
This part of Waste is Davotech, once a valued Sith champion, until he botched an important mission and caused 1,000 Imperial deaths. Now look at him.
I served faithfully for 24 years. Then one mistake, and they threw me away. Now I have been left here to rot. Please, let me feel the weight of a weapon once more.
I will grant your wish. A warrior should die with his boots on.
My thanks, young warrior.
This should be entertaining.
Alright, so yeah, a little bit of explanation there. I don't know. I mean, why is the continue to rot option a light side option when he's obviously asking for a trial by combat? Surely the trial by combat should be the light side option, but I suppose we are killing him, so in doing so that is kind of dark side, but again, it's what he wanted. So that's the thing, I don't know. It's so difficult, these kinds of things. I'm just like, I want to kind of lean towards the light side, mainly because it's kind of interesting to see what actually happens, because as you could see, Jailer Nash was kind of like, oh, that's interesting, oh yes. I quite like that. However, it's what he wanted. He wanted a trial by combat, so I guess that's alright.
Well, he didn't put up much of a fight, did he?
He died a warrior.
Well, this last prisoner's a bit of a puzzle. He's called Breg, and he's a jittery little wretch, suspected of supplying forged documents to Republic agents. Strangely enough, he maintains his innocence, despite being severely tortured.
Nebaga imana, naki naya, bila maknam unya kamna lebek.
Are you trying to tell me you've led a clean life?
Naki oya makmak. Nebaga imana, naki naya, bila maknam unya kamna lebek.
He's never wavered from that line, and the evidence is circumstantial. I suppose it's actually possible he didn't do it. So, what do you decide?
I think in this case we should release him. Let him go.
Mamni lebek bak manuk. Meraka najaki namabamyak.
Freedom, huh? That's a new one. Well, that's that. You're an interesting one, kid. I can see why people are keeping tabs on you. Head back to Overseer TREMEL. See what he thinks of your choices.
Yeah, now that's a tricky one. That is indeed a very tricky one. I did not know what to do. I was just like, well, what is the right choice? If there is one. If there is a right choice, then maybe that's the right one, who knows, but we are leaning a little bit towards the light side, aren't we? Oh, I said I wasn't gonna do that, but apparently they're forcing us on choosing almost immediately in the Sith Warrior story. So with that, I am going to be ending this episode off here. Next time we'll find out what Overseer TREMEL thinks of our choices. Stick around for that, and you can click the annotation in the top right to check out the second episode if it has been released. So, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.